Hello, I'm Garrett Godfrey, and welcome to the Crowdfunding Christian Music Podcast, where I will help you find and fund the music you love. This is episode 21, recorded Thursday, June 25th, 2015. We are going to be looking at some current campaigns by Marshall Hall, Whitney, Bozarth, and Northeart, plus updates on For a Season and the Eagle Rock Gospel Singers. I hope you enjoy the show and find something you can fund. Okay, so before we get into the campaigns, I wanted to respond to some listener feedback. I heard through a friend, it was my friend Mark Whiten, that Eric Peters, a great singer-songwriter that happened to be in town, pointed out to him that the banner on the website for this podcast had a typo. Wait, what? It's been up for over 20 episodes, and it's been misspelled this whole time? Yes. Apparently, this whole time, the banner has been for Crowdfunding Christian Music, the podcast. Eric Peters, thanks for the heads up. Within a few minutes, I had it fixed, but wow. So, as a thank you, here's a shout out to him, and I will include a link to his website, ericpeters.net, in the show notes. You really ought to head over and check out his music. Also, the folks over at Wax Stacks heard my coverage of their campaign last week. Well, okay, so I sent them the link to let them know, and they posted a nice blurb on their Facebook page about it, so thanks. I've included a link to their website in the show notes as well. If you have records and you care about them, you ought to check out their crates. They're pretty sweet. So, I got some good feedback as well about having the timestamps for the specific campaigns in the show notes, so I'm going to keep on doing that. If you want to send me your feedback, email me, feedback@crowdfundingchristianmusic.com, or you can just use Twitter @theotherccm. Of course, the links are all in the show notes and at the top of the website. And remember, if you back any of the campaigns you hear about, or if you just want to help them spread the word and let people know about it, be sure to tweet about it, post it on Facebook, mention it to your friends in person, spread the word, and let folks know about these campaigns. And maybe the podcast if you know somebody who would be interested in checking it out. So on to the campaigns. First up is Marshall Hall from Chicago, Illinois, with a Kickstarter campaign for a new album, and it's his first in 5 years. Now, his style is a mix of pop and country, and let's check out his campaign video where you can hear him talk about how he started writing songs again.
Oh, your river of love, your river of love washes over us all, washes over us. And Lord, your river of love, your river of love washes over us all, washes over us all.
These songs are born out of a very grateful place. I'm thankful to get to write again. I'm excited that there's something to be excited about. I stopped telling people I wrote songs because songwriters write songs and I hadn't written one in a long time. My wife and I were at our church, and before the message there was this video, and it was talking about runners. And the slogan was, "I'm a runner, and runners run." And it really struck a chord in me big time. Writers write. And the next day, I went into my little office, my little keyboard, and I started putting some words to paper. It was like springtime. It was just that glimpse of grace. I've always thought of grace in kind of epic, kind of monolithic proportions, you know. And it is that. But I'm talking about the everyday, common grace that we might even take for granted. The kind of grace that feels like sun on your face on a long walk. That is the common grace. That is our Creator showing us that we are cared for day after day, everyday grace. So I can't wait to share these songs with you, but I need your help. I want to do this together. And so I want to take you behind the scenes, to take you on the journey and the process of putting this together, from the songwriting to the collaborating to singing vocals in the studio. I want to show you the process I go through to put this project together. And so, join me.
Now, his goal was $25,000, and he's already over that. He's over $29,000 right now, and he still has another 2 weeks to go. This campaign closes July 11th. Now, he's announced on his website, he has a blurb here that says the new project has already met its budgeting goal. We are continuing to press forward into funding a new Christmas project and a hymns project with this campaign. So some exciting stuff is going on. He also has a SoundCloud page with a lot of his songs, and I'd like to play a clip from one of his songs, Be Blessed.
Well, in these moments, let us never forget to count the ways that we have been blessed. We've been given a love, one love to cover our souls. There's no greater love than this.
And we're going to take a listen to one of his more country songs. He actually does a cover of Beautiful Scandalous Night, which was from the old At the Foot of the Cross project by the guys in the choir. Let me just jump somewhere in the middle of that.
To the mountain of mercy, to the crimson perpetual tide, kneel down on the shore, be thirsty no more, go under and be purified.
Now, on the rewards for his campaign, if you check out his rewards for $10, you get a digital download of the new album. He's targeting October for that. For $25, you get the CD and an early download. For $35, the CD is signed, and more. If this sounds like something you want to check out, the links to all the sites are in the show notes. Next up is Whitney Bozarth out of Louisville, Kentucky, and she's got a Kickstarter campaign for a project titled Anchor for My Soul. Let's hear a little bit more about her project by checking out her campaign video.
Hi, my name is Whitney Bozarth, and my family and I live in Louisville, Kentucky, and are a part of Sojourn Community Church. Over the past few years, God has been helping me put together my story being the events and experiences from my past that have helped shape and mold me into the person I am today. One huge turning point for me started a few years ago when I began to come to grips with events from my past that I had successfully kept hidden from everyone. This deep, dark secret haunted me regularly, and it affected much more about my life and my interactions with other people than I had even realized. But one night, through a conversation with my husband, I admitted for the first time to being a victim of sexual abuse. From that point forward, God began doing a serious work in my life. Then He called us out of darkness into His wondrous light. Yes, He called us out of darkness into His wondrous light. For a while, it was like all the walls were caving in on me, and the emotions were at times overwhelming, where I felt like I couldn't even breathe. But God so faithfully journeyed with me, and He never once left me to work through this alone. His word provided an anchor of hope and encouragement and refuge like no other. And all along the way, He surrounded me with a community of people to give counsel to me, to be a shoulder to cry on, and to be a support system like I had never before experienced. In the past few years, God has brought about so much healing and forgiveness and restoration in my life that could only come from Him. And one of the fruits of this inner transformation is this album, Anchor for My Soul, which was written and compiled as a testament of God's faithfulness in times of adversity and to His love and care for the brokenhearted and the oppressed. He has given me a new song to sing and a voice that deeply desires to share this message of hope through song to others walking under this same thick cloud of darkness and shame from their past abuse. I'm recording this album in August with the help of Resonate Recordings and a group of selected musicians here in Louisville, but I need your help. Please consider partnering with me to help make this album possible by contributing to my Kickstarter campaign. Any gift of any amount is greatly appreciated, and please share this with your family and friends.
Now, her goal is $7,500, and she's over a third of the way there, with another 3 weeks still to go. This campaign doesn't close until July 21st, and if you look at the rewards for this campaign, for $10, you get the digital copy of the album as a download. For $15, you get the CD and a download. For $25, you also get an ebook about the songs and more. If this sounds like something you want to check out, the links are in the show notes. Next up is Northeart out of Portland, Oregon, with an Indiegogo campaign for an EP to be titled Keep Me Alive. Let's hear more about it.
Northeart, Keep Me Alive EP release. We all need hope. We all need something that keeps our heart beating. This need connects us all. That is the purpose of this release, and we would like to share this journey with you. The songs on this EP are about the struggles we face every day for identity, for life, for work, for family. These songs are about staring at the face of adversity and continuing moving forward. I almost gave up on music 2 years ago, but I knew this was not what I was meant to do. Even after determining to press on, last year hit another wall. But I still believe in what Northeart is doing, and I have chosen not to let this failure define our direction. These songs are real for it because we are living them out every day. I hope this is something that you can get behind. In order for this EP to get into your hands and to the hands of others, Northeart needs your help. We are trying to raise $2,000 with this campaign. This may seem like a lot, but it's not really much when you consider all that needs done to release the EP to the public. The songs have been tracked and are going through the final production phases, but we still need to have it reproduced, licensed, released, and distributed. This cannot happen without you. If you are interested in these songs, if you think you may want to help, your support is absolutely necessary to see this project succeed. If you are watching this and considering giving, I can assure you that it will be greatly appreciated, and we will do everything we can to make sure that you feel connected to this project. Our goal is to put out the best EP possible. We'd love to have you be a part of it.
For those of you listening and not watching, you're missing out on a great little set of clips of some kids playing around in some sand. It's pretty cute. So he's also got a video of his song "Keep Me Alive" on his website, and I think he recorded that with the guys from who was it? He said Digital Age, I think. Yeah, so he recorded the guys with Digital Age helped him record "Keep Me Alive," and let's take a little listen to that.
There used to be sun here, I used to know your name. Now all I see is darkness, all I feel is rain. Kind of been waiting for you, been hanging on the line, and I will meet you there, even if it's only just in time. Don't let my heart go cold, don't let the fire die. Lord, let your goodness keep me alive. I've done all I can, and I am broken inside.
So his goal is $2,000, and he's currently about 13% of the way there, with $265 as of tonight. But there's still almost 2 weeks to go, 12 days as of today. This closes July 7th. But keep in mind that with Indiegogo, they have an option called flexible funding. And that's how this is set up. Now, not all Indiegogo campaigns are like this, but this is. What this means is, if he doesn't reach his goal, he still gets to collect what was pledged. So, for $10, you'd get a digital copy of the EP. For $18, you get a digital version of the EP, plus a CD of other additional materials like demos, acoustic versions, bloopers, etc. For $35, you get the EP on CD, plus that bonus EP CD, plus a shirt. For $55, you can get the project on vinyl, though he's got a much later release time. It is just taking so long for vinyl to get manufactured these days. If that sounds like something you want to check out, the links to the campaign page and his website are in the show notes. Now, normally, at this stage, I like to take a look back at a campaign that's closed and provide an update. Tonight, we have a couple updates. First is For a Season. Now, I'd covered their campaign way back in episode 12, and the update is that they have just reached their goal for their full-length album. So, that's now fully funded. And the next update is some exciting news about the Eagle Rock Gospel Singers. Now, I'd covered their campaign last week. The update is they just got signed by Bada Bing Records. And in that press release, it mentions that the album is going to be called Heavenly Fire. So if you didn't check out last week's episode, definitely go back. Check out the Eagle Rock Gospel Singers. Look at the show notes for the links to their Bandcamp page, where you can pick up an EP for Name Your Price and another album of theirs, and the Pledge Music campaign for their new project. It's not too late to get in on that. So those are all the campaigns for this week. I'm Garrett Godfrey, and I do hope you've had a great week, but I want you to stick around for just a couple more things. If you liked the theme song at the beginning of the show, it's Hypostatic Union by the X Structure out of South Africa. All their music right now is Name Your Price over at Bandcamp. Of course, the link's in the show notes. Head over, stream some of their stuff, see what it's worth to you, buy some of their music, and let them know that you heard about it on the Crowdfunding Christian Music podcast. And don't forget to head over to the crowdfundingchristianmusic.com website, where all those show notes are. So if you scroll down on that main page, you see the Read More button, and that lets you see all those show notes with all those links, like the Eagle Rock Gospel Singers for Pledge Music and Bandcamp. But I wanted to highlight the How Can I Help section of the website. So if you look on the right, If you're following on audio only, when you get home, get to a computer, pull up the website, look on the right. There's going to be a link that says, what can I do? Basically, it's a tutorial for how do I like your podcast on Facebook? How do I follow you on Twitter? How do I give you a rating and a review in iTunes? So those are some basic things you can do to help. Spread the word if you got friends that you think might be into crowdfunding Christian music and would be interested in hearing more about some of these campaigns. In the meantime, you can email me, feedback@crowdfundingchristianmusic.com, or message me on Twitter @theotherccm, or there's actually a submission form at the top of the website where you can tell me about anything. Maybe I misspelled the name of the podcast on the website. Hey, by the way, Eric, I've got it fixed now. Or maybe it's a campaign that I need to cover that I haven't yet, or something about the site, the podcast, or a campaign. Maybe just like my haircut. I don't know. Probably not going to be something personal like that. Anyway, have a good week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.